Shelley, His Life and Work. This is in 2 volumes. As you can see, it's had some hard times. This was published in 1927. It's got gold on top here. It's one of the few books that I own that I'm not sure, not sure if I want to read it. And the reason is not because I don't want to read the material, but because no one has ever read these 2 books before. They might have read other editions of this book, but these exact books, no one's read all the way through. And the reason that I know that is because I put a bookmark in there to make it easy to find one example of this, but there are plenty of examples of this where the old-fashioned sort of way of printing was that the different pages, you'd have to go through and cut your pages open, and there are a lot of pages here that have not yet been cut open, which means that you miss what is on the other side there. This book is coming on 100 years old, and no one's ever read it, which is, there's part of me that's sad about that. There's part of me that doesn't want to be the one to cut those pages. A lot of them have been cut, but a lot of them haven't. The examples aren't actually hard to find of where they haven't. You have to be a little bit careful when you cut it. You want to, you don't want to use something too sharp. You want to use something like a letter opener kind of thing. Otherwise, apparently, I did a little bit of research back when I bought this book. If it's too sharp, then the pages can degrade a little bit faster here. Well, there's another instance if I can get it. Well, I think you get the idea from the first instance. Okay, so these 2 volumes go from his birth is volume 1, and then it goes until 1822. And it's written by Walter Edwin Peck. And there's a lot of the actual poetry in here of Shelley. And, you know, I flipped through it and looked at bits and pieces here and there. Here's another. Presumably that's not the same one I already showed you. I don't really remember. I've had a look here and there. I just haven't brought myself to try to read the whole thing. And at some point I will. Here's another page that's just not been cut. No one has gotten this far. But by the way, it's not just this far. We can find these in the first volume as well, pretty easily. There are lots and lots of pages there. I mean, I just don't think anyone ever, I don't know, maybe they didn't care about Shelley, but in any case, here we have it, the life and works of Shelley in 2 not quite yet falling apart editions that are mostly cut, but some not.